What's up, YouTube? Today I want to talk about locking in for the next 90 days. If you're new here, my name's Isaiah, and this channel is about purpose, growth, and faith, and really just pushing people to reach their fullest potential. Today's topic is about the 90-day lock-in, and just not locking in for the next 90 days. For myself, it's just becoming the man that God is calling me to be. I started doing it yesterday actually, but just every day, just being intentional about what I do every day for like the next 90 days, just trying to better myself and become a better version of myself than I currently am. And the first pillar for me, so I'm gonna do 5 pillars, and the first one is gonna be faith, and just in praying before I touch my phone, and reading 1 or 2 chapters of my Bible every day. And with that, like, I actually do a Bible plan I'm doing, which is reading the Bible within 365 days. So I do that one, and then I do another one, which is about like how to pray and stuff like that. So I do those every morning. I usually do that right when I come back from the gym after I like shower and do all of that. And then another thing is just journaling one thing God taught me, and just memorizing 1 verse each week. And that's like the biggest thing for me, is that first pillar right there, just growing in my faith and locking in on my faith and really like becoming one with God and just diving deeper into it, because that is something I struggle with. I feel like I struggle with the most, and that's something I really do need to lock in on, especially in my prayer life and just having a prayer life. That's something I struggle with completely. Like, I'm not gonna sit there and say that I don't. I try to pray, but sometimes I do feel like my prayers just be repetitive and I don't be talking about nothing. And sometimes I just like feel like God's just not hearing my prayers at times. And pillar number 2 is gonna be my fitness. Really locking in on my fitness, working out between 5 to 6 days a week, and really just locking it into the gym. And then also like outside of the gym, locking into my running, get back consistent running, because I haven't really been doing that as of late. And then biggest thing for me is just start meal prepping and locking in on my nutrition, on the nutrition side of things in the gym, because I really haven't been prioritizing my nutrition, and it's really a bad habit of mine. And really doing that, and just making sure that I'm drinking enough water, because that's something I do not keep up with. And like I do feel myself being dehydrated at times because I don't be drinking enough water like I'm supposed to. And then another thing is just sleep, prioritizing my sleep, making sure I'm getting my 7 hours of sleep. 8 is kind of pushing it for me, but staying on a consistent bedtime. My bedtime is usually between 9 and 9:30. And then I wake up at between 4 and 4:30 a.m. And just sticking to that routine, not just during the week, but also on the weekends as well. And like, my ultimate goal, fitness-wise, is just to get leaner, stronger, and just become more disciplined in the gym. And that's like my biggest thing. Like, and then pillar number 3 is gonna be purpose and content. Like, every day, I want to spend 60 to 90 minutes focus on something that's gonna grow, whether it's focusing on my brain or focusing on this channel, coming up with ideas and filming, whether it's filming or editing or doing stuff like that, and just really just being intentional. And then also reading books and just really trying to grow my mind and diving deep more into books, because books is like my favorite thing to do. I love to read. I can like go on a whole tangent about books, because books is just like, it's grown me into the person I've like become. Honestly, it has. And like, my ultimate goal when it comes to books is just, I want to have like a shelf with over 500 books on it, and like really just lock in on that and just, I want to get to the point where I can read a book in a day. And I've yet to get to that point, but eventually I will get there. And then career-wise, is just focusing on being present and just really locking in. And then on my career, which I'm a life insurance broker and I'm a life insurance agent actually, and just focusing on doing that because right now I'm doing that part-time and I'm trying to do it full-time. I'm really trying to like take the entrepreneurial path, and if I can use it as a vehicle, like that's what I'm gonna do, and just really like learning to save so I can take that step and be an entrepreneur for a time, and just improving my sales conversations when I'm on the phones and not sounding like I don't know what I'm talking about or sounding like a telemarketer, stuff like that. And then like finance wise, just avoid unnecessary spending. My biggest thing is like I tend to eat out a lot and just kind of cut that down and not eat out as much as I do. And just tracking my budgets and cutting down the debts that I have. And then pillar number 5 is gonna be just discipline in general and just purity. For me, it's just staying away from things that I shouldn't be watching and just avoiding those triggers and replacing those temptations with scripture and replacing it with me going for a walk or doing push-ups or messaging a friend like when that temptation does come, just reaching out to people because I sometimes like I keep falling back into the same cycle, and like it's something that I truly have been trying to overcome, and I've been trying to overcome it for a while, and I really want to focus on that and just really just want to see the progress and just see the person I can be without falling back into temptation. And then just as far as like locking in on my morning routine, like making sure like I'm really tapping in into journaling, getting back on journaling because that's not something I've been keeping up with. I've been on and off when it comes to journaling. I used to do it all the time, but then like I just kind of stopped, and then I just like never picked it up again, which I do most definitely need to get back to doing it soon. And then like especially like at nighttime, not scrolling. When it's time for me to go to bed and wind down, and or just doing stuff that I don't need to be doing, and stuff like that. That's like the biggest thing. And then like honestly, like this 90-day lock-in, I just really want to honor guard with this one and just be consistent and just really see what 90 days from now could look like for myself, mentally, spiritually, financially, if I just stay focused and not distract myself or turn to vices and things like that. But if this video resonated with you or anything like that, drop a comment in the comment section. Also, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.